as mentioned in my previous review for that green pair, guys, in today's video we're gonna have a look at another pair of New Balance, and this one will use some slightly different materials. Guys, and welcome back for a brand new review. If you are new to the channel, please consider subscribing and also giving me a like. It will really help out the channel. You can also give me a follow on Instagram and TikTok to see exactly what I'm gonna review in the next few days. In today's video, guys, we're gonna have a look at yet another pair of New Balance 9060, but this one will have some slightly different materials. So let's go ahead and take them out of the box, which as you can see will come again in the same gray box, which will have this NB logo here on top in this silver color. So let's go ahead and take them out. So in today's video, guys, we're gonna have a look at another pair of New Balance 9060 in this black colorway. As mentioned in the review for that Nori colorway, guys, which I dropped it just a couple of days back, I actually decided to get some more color combinations for this New Balance 9060, and one of it available straight away out of End Clothing app will be this black one, which will have some slightly different materials for this upper, but nothing too drastic. So this one again was released in the last couple of months for the same retail price of £160, and this one, comparing with other releases, will have a very hairy suede for this upper, and also the mesh material will be slightly different, at least comparing with those general releases, which I need to admit that I think we are getting one or two each month. So let's go ahead and also do a breakdown of this one, guys. So as you can see, for this upper we're gonna have again a mix of materials. One of it will be this black mesh material, which will be actually quite breathable. So this one will be a bit different comparing with the normal releases. So from what I've noticed over the last couple of months for this 9060 range, we are actually getting three types of mesh material for this upper. One of it will be this one. We're also gonna have another one with some slightly larger holes for ventilation, and we're also gonna have one which actually has very small holes for ventilation. But to be honest, in my opinion, it feels that the amount of air coming through feels the same. But going forward, on top of this mesh material, guys, we're gonna have for this one this black hairy suede, which as you can see will also have a lot of white hints on top. So this hairy suede will also give a construction for most of this upper. So besides this very hairy suede, we're also gonna have some synthetic leather, which will be present here at the front of the tobo section and also at the back on the lateral side of the heel section, and also just above it, where we're also gonna have this NB logo stitched in this white color. Of course, the actual lacing system will have your normal punch out holes, which will keep in place these black flat laces. And underneath these laces we're gonna have this black mesh for this tongue, which here at the top will have this black suede, which will also keep in place this black tab with the NB 9060 logo. But going now in the midfoot, guys, as usual we're gonna have this N lettering, which will also have some reflective hints. And this one will be slightly a bit different comparing with the normal releases, where on the lateral side we're gonna have like a leather N logo, and on the medial side we had that stitching. For this one apparently we're gonna have this N logo made out of this leather material, which will sit on top of this gray N logo. So these ones will be the same. Going now towards the back of the foot, guys, covering the whole heel section, we're gonna have this hairy suede, and just above it, as I said earlier, we're gonna have this NB stitching. But covering the whole heel, we're gonna have this heel counter support, which will be in this translucent colorway. which most definitely looks quite nice. So going now inside of the shoe, guys, we're gonna have this black lining, which underneath will have a decent amount of padding, which will keep your foot quite good in place. And as usual, at the bottom we're gonna have a foam insole, which here at the heel section will have imprinted in this white color a New Balance running and also the New Balance logo. So now, guys, we can go to this very interesting absorbed midsole, which will have again your standard pattern, nothing changed here. So this one will be available in this white, cream and gray colorway, which again, I will say it has a very interesting staggered design, which will give a very good stability. So in my opinion, this one is also very squishy and it will give a very good level of comfort. So now, guys, we can finish with this gray rubber outsole, which I need to admit that it's actually quite thick, but as you can see, this one will reveal a lot of this absorbed midsole in a lot of places, which will make it a bit more flexible. So this one will have this diamonds design, and as usual here in the midfoot we're gonna have this New Balance lettering. As in for the actual sizing, guys, as I'm doing in most of these releases for the 9060, I just went with my true to size, and for me, as I have a skinny feet, this one fits me just fine, and I will say that it's gonna be roughly the same for people with normal feet. But just in case you have wide feet, guys, most definitely I would suggest you to go with at least a half size up, just to make sure that this front part of the shoe, which is actually a bit pointy, is not gonna be too tight for you. So overall, guys, this release coming from New Balance for this 9060 in this hairy suede black colorway, in my opinion, is looking actually quite nice. But to be honest, these white beads which are sticking out are not one of my favorites. But at least, as usual, we are receiving quite good materials, which will actually feel quite good on foot, and that will be mainly because the materials are good and these ones will sit on this absorbed midsole, which is actually quite squishy underfoot. So in my opinion, I would say that this one is yet another nice color combination coming from New Balance. But of course, if you are not a big fan of this colorway, there are so many out there available. And even though they are not available on New Balance, on StockX, most definitely you can find a proper colorway. And I don't actually think that New Balance will stop too soon with releasing more colorways. So for sure, in the near future, more will be on the market. And in the next couple of days, I will drop another black colorway for this New Balance, but that one will have some slightly different coloring and also a different lacing system. So yeah, guys, this was my unboxing and reviewing of one of these latest releases coming from New Balance in this black colorway. I really hope you've enjoyed this video, and if you did, don't forget to press the like button, maybe also subscribe to the channel. You can also give me a follow on Instagram and TikTok to see exactly what I'm gonna review in the next few days. Of course, if you want to have a look at any of my other reviews for this New Balance 9060 range, you can choose from any of the videos available now on the screen. And as always, I'll see you in my next one. Thanks for watching.